Behind the Roar, the official podcast of West Tigers.
Well, hello, welcome to episode 61 of Behind the Roar, the official podcast of West Tigers, where we give it to you straight and where we learn more about the people and the stories behind this great club. Behind the Roar is proudly sponsored by Pro Wrestling Australia. This week's episode, we chat to West Tigers player number 291, who made his NRL debut only last week against the Cowboys at Leichhardt Oval. It's a very warm welcome to Tim Johannssen. Tim, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Chris.
Hey, mate, great to have you here. Firstly, though, let's just quickly reflect on last Thursday night. How did it feel? I mean, it was a wonderful event. I know the result didn't go our way, but for you personally, what was it like?
It was everything I'd ever dreamed of. I'm still kind of coming down off it all. The feeling, the moment running out, being around, being in the middle of so many fans and kind of being the center of attention, I guess, for a lot of my family and friends was I don't know, something I'm not used to that, but nothing will compare to that moment that when Benji kind of first told me that I was going to play, that left me speechless. And still, when I think about it now, I'm still pinching myself. It doesn't feel real, because I worked so hard my whole life, and then to finally get it like that, kind of quickly, and all move so fast, and then to actually debut was just it's pretty crazy.
We'll talk more about it. Hey? We'll talk about the night and the build up and your background and how you got here. It's a really good story. You've been with the boys then this week, so you've had a few days around them. You went into that match just with the captain's run. How have you felt? You feel like your new home?
Oh yeah, 100%. The love that we've got, that I got from the club the last few days, just everyone trying to make me feel really involved, and I can just feel the camaraderie around the boys as well. They're getting around me, and they know that I'm probably new and nervous, and they're congratulating me, and kind of I can feel like I'm a part of it here already, and they've made me feel very welcome. And I love coming in.
That's good. That's good that you feel that way. We'll go through a bit of team news first, and club news before we dive into. We're open with a set of six. The NRL team is off to Newcastle on Sunday to take on the Knights. A couple of changes to the team following that loss to the Cowboys. So Adam Dewey comes back into the centres. Justin Olam is out suspended. He's also getting surgery, Juzzy, so he'll be gone for the rest of the season. Aiden Caesar has served a 2-match ban, so he comes into the halves, replacing Latu Fainu, who is out with a HIA. The other addition, Fanua Pole, so he comes back into the side as well. He'll go onto the bench, so he's going to take your spot, but you never know what's going to happen on match day. Our cup team obviously will be there at McDonald Jones Stadium as well, playing in the curtain raiser. The Magpies, they coming off a heavy loss last weekend to the Roosters, so let's hope that they can make some big improvements this weekend. That match, the New South Wales Cup, kicks off on Sunday at 1:30 p.m. as the curtain raiser. Our NRLW team, they are in action again this weekend. So coming off the 2 losses, but it was, as I say, a much improved performance last weekend in that loss to the Titans. They're up against the Roosters on Saturday at Industry Group Stadium in Gosford. Early start for them, an 11 a.m. kickoff for the girls. Now, West Tigers are also in action in the match that follows that. So round 6 of the Harvey Norman Women's Premiership, our team take on the Central Coast Roosters, and that one kicks off at 10-1 on Saturday. Also Saturday, our Jersey Flag team, they're coming off it was a handy win at the weekend over the Roosters. Now, they play the Knights, Newcastle Knights, at 1 p.m. That match on Saturday, and that is at the Knights' very own Centre of Excellence. In other club news, Tim, you're a handful of players to have agreed to new contracts at the club. We are going to be announcing quite a few of those. Watch this space perhaps next week, but let's scoop for this podcast. You've agreed to a new 2-year deal. That's brilliant news, mate. How does it make you feel?
It feels like such an accomplishment already to just have that security for the 2 years and to be part of this club. I love it here, and I want to keep working. They got so many young players here that are on the rise, and I want to be part of it. I'm happy to just be here and know where I'm going to be and not have to kind of look around and worry about where I'm going to be.
Yeah. Well, I know the football department and Benji and Richo very big on strengthening our depth, strengthening our roster, depth in key positions. So, as I say, watch this space for those announcements of the other boys who have signed on new contracts with the club. Now, I also wanted to a bit of a plug for our 25-year anniversary night, which is only a couple of weeks away. It's going to be a who's who of past players are in attendance for that. I could rattle a few off: Pat Richards, Chris Lawrence, John Hopewadi, Cherry Mesher, John Scandalis, Scott Prince, Bryce Gibbs, Taniela Tuiaki, Keith Galloway, Dean Hallertau, Bronson Harrison. That's just to name a few. The list goes on and on and on. It should be a great night. Now, most of those tables have already been sold out. They've been sold to corporates. They're $2,000 a table. There are a couple left. If you are interested in coming along, it should be a brilliant night all round. Email community@westtigers.com.au, community@westtigers.com.au. However, we do have one table, and thanks to PWA, Pro Wrestling Australia, they have donated their table back to the club, and we're going to be auctioning this table off. So keep an eye on our socials, and over the next week, you'll understand how you can place a bid if you'd like to place a bid for that table. As I say, they go for $2,000 a table. So start your bidding. Keep a watch on this space. Should be a really good night there. West Tigers 25-year anniversary night. Alrighty, Timmy. How this works, okay? Have you watched any of the podcasts?
No, I haven't yet.
Beautiful. So we're going to have a quick set of 6, right?
Yeah.
Real quick set of 6, right?
Easy.
Come off the back fence, bang, bang, bang,
Awesome.
find elbows, knees, let's get through them.
Let's go.
Okay? Then we'll talk a bit of footy, a bit more about your background.
Yeah.
And then at the end,
The quiz.
it's called Turnbuckle time.
Oh, there we go.
All right, you're going to get up on the ropes?
Excited. I'll try.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll be all right. All right. Well, let's go. Right. Well, let's dive into the set of 6 first. Bit about yourself. So you were born in Switzerland.
Yeah.
And you moved here as a 9-month-old.
Yeah. A little town called Locarno in Switzerland. I was only there for 9 months, and then mum and dad moved back over here with my other older brother. He'd been born in Switzerland as well. And so he was there for like 2 years, and then, we all moved back to Australia. And then I think I went back over there like when I was 2 years old, just for a little bit, a few months, see the family and that, and then haven't been back since.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah.
There's tackle 1.
Yeah.
Spanish mum.
Yeah.
And you have become, I believe, the very first Swiss player, born player to play NRL.
Yeah.
Swiss born. There you go.
Not actually Swiss, but I'm Spanish, but
Well,
born
you're born there.
Yeah.
You're Swiss born.
100%.
Swiss born.
I'll take
First
it.
NRL Swiss born
Correct,
player.
yeah.
Let's take it.
Let's do it.
Now, your younger brother, Noah, so he plays with us in the Jersey Flegg team, right?
Yeah, he's Jersey Flegg now. Yeah, I think he's been there for like six or 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What position? He forward as well?
He's a front row, same position as me.
Yeah,
We've got
nice.
the same style too. Like we play pretty similar.
I saw him in the shed when your family came to present your
Yeah,
jersey.
yeah, he
You
was
look
there.
very, very similar too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do. Everyone thinks we're twins.
Similar personalities, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty similar, yeah. Well, it's just been me and him
Mm.
hanging out together for the last kind of 4 years, so probably rubbed off on each other a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's tackle 2. Find the elbows, knees. Let's
There
give me
we
a quick
go.
play the ball. Quick play the ball, Timmy. Right. Your first junior club. Where was that?
South Tweed Bears. Yeah, in under 10s.
Under 10s.
I played one year when I was 5 years old. I played for the Tweed Seagulls under 7s.
Yeah.
So I was playing a couple of years up, but I think I had a season there and I didn't play again until I was 10.
Yeah, just had a season out
Yeah.
after under 7, so
Yeah.
give it a rest for a while.
Yeah.
Away from footy, what do you like doing?
I swear I don't really do much. I just kind of hang out with my fiance now, and then my brother. We just get around a little. We go to church a fair bit. We have a fair bit to do with the church. I like to go swimming when it's hot, but it's freezing in Sydney, so I haven't been able to do that
Toughen
for
up.
very long. It's so different from Gold Coast. It's always warm over there. So
True.
yeah,
No, it is. The
It's
water is a
crazy.
few degrees
yeah,
warmer, isn't it?
100%.
Whether you're in the ocean or the pools up there.
Yeah.
So you're a teacher's aide. How did you get into that line of work?
Well, my club last year actually hooked me up with it when I was at Bulldogs. The welfare manager or whatever it was, just the school needed a SLSO, someone to fill in, and then I just kind of put my hand up because I wasn't working at the time. I had heaps of time on my hands, so I thought, I always wanted to try that and work with kids. I love kids, so I started doing that, helping out there. And then they've just put me full time straight away. So I've been doing that for like a bit over a year now.
That's Preston?
Yeah, Preston's Public School in Casula there near Liverpool.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah.
So what do they think about their big NRL star now?
Yeah, I heard that they're pretty proud of me, which
I
is good.
bet.
They were always getting around me and encouraging me about it. And yeah, I love the kids there. The staff there is awesome. And yeah, they've always kind of, just been right into it, into the footy. When I gave it up, they were all kind of pretty surprised. And then when I come back, they're all kind of been, pushing me on from the sideline.
We're going to talk about that. We'll
Yeah.
talk more about the school, and as you've explained to me, that light bulb moment, right? We'll talk about that a bit later on. There's the referee's got whistle in the air. So
Yeah.
last tackle.
Last tackle.
Okay, righto. So I want your favourite food, your favourite music, and your favourite holiday destination, whether you've been there or not. Food.
Favorite food is tacos. I love tacos.
What, just on a Tuesday?
No, every day. We had tacos last night, actually. Tacos, favorite, what was it, holiday spot?
Yeah, holiday destination.
I'd like to go back to, I think my grandparents are in Spain, so I'd like to go visit them.
Have you been there?
No, I've never been. I might have gone when I was like little as, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'd like to go there.
Great
see
food
them.
there
Yeah,
too.
my grandparents own like a little farm as well in the mountains and that. Like they live in a village up there, so it'd be good to visit them. They don't speak English, but so it'd be a bit
doesn't
tough.
matter.
No, it'd be a bit tough.
No,
Yeah,
you'd be
we
right.
work something out. And then what was the last one?
Music.
Music.
Into your music?
I was really into rap back in the day, but since kind of the last few years, I was chilling down a little bit, and I was listening, just listening to more like, what is it? What music do I listen to now?
Just chill music.
Just chill, I swear, like
that relaxation stuff.
what is it? No, more just like
Not
more
the
just
stuff that puts you to sleep.
No, I swear more just like gospel songs now,
Yeah.
like just something to get me going a little bit. But I used to love music. I used to be so into all kind of music.
Yeah. There was a few musos in the team. Like,
True.
Oh, yeah. Well, you haven't been on the team bus yet, really, have you? No.
No, I don't think so. No, I haven't.
When Samuela fires
does he get on
up.
the speaker? Does he?
Oh, no, he's got the box. You know,
there we go. Yeah, the boombox.
Oh, they love it.
There we go.
A real mix of music,
Yeah,
though.
no, I got a big variety of music. I can take any kind of music.
Yeah, a lot of rap.
Yeah.
Bit of hip hop. A lot of romantic tunes, too.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
I don't mind the love songs too.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good.
There we go.
Righto, well, that was quick. Okay.
Our proud partners, Pro Wrestling Australia, are the premier wrestling show in the country, with their home base smack bang in the southwest of Sydney at Campbelltown. High-flying action, PWA superstars, tables, chairs, the whole kitchen sink. Get yourself ringside at one of their upcoming shows. For more info, head to the website, prowrestlingaustralia.com.au.
Right, let's talk a bit of footy.
Yeah.
Talk a bit of footy. More about your debut against the Cowboys, right? So you hadn't trained, you hadn't done a preseason with us, you hadn't trained with the team.
No, I think I'd done one session like 4 weeks back after my Bulldogs game. They called me up to do one session, and I didn't go back up till the Tuesday before I played. So I went back up for that Tuesday, like 4 weeks later. So I done 2 sessions with them, and then the captain's run was on the Wednesday. Yeah.
So you get the call up, you do the captain's run on the Wednesday for the Thursday night game against the Cowboys, who are flying at the moment. I imagine you're nervous, yeah. Were you concerned that you didn't know the system and you didn't really know the plays?
It's so funny because usually that's like, they would have just played on my mind so much, but I feel like this time around I was so much more confident in knowing and like kind of just understanding that I belong there. I had like confidence in my ability. My cup coach Aaron Payne, he's been such a big help, and he's always kind of told me what I could work on, but he's just told me to back my game, the way I play my footy. So I knew that regardless of me knowing all the plays back to front, if I just play my game, which is run hard, tackle hard, and just bring the energy when I come on, that I would do the best for the team that I could kind of do, and the plays kind of just will come as it goes, kind of thing. So I wasn't too concerned about that. Funny enough,
and who knows what the future holds for you? As I say, you've just signed a new 2-year deal, which is great. We'll talk more about your aspirations and your goals, but here you are, 22 years of age. You've just played one NRL game last week. It's all very new. It's all very fresh. It's really exciting. It's great to have you on here, mate. It really is. Can I ask you what were Benji's instructions for you?
I remember he gave me a tip when we were in the sheds before the game. He just said, best advice someone gave me before my debut. He said, your first run and your first he said, your first run, just hold the ball, don't drop the ball. And then he said, get involved in your first tackle as well. And then, once I kind of done that, when I was in the game, the nerves kind of left, and was right. But Benji just kind of said, like, I kept thanking him so many times, and he just said, no, like thank yourself, you earned it. Like, you're here because you worked hard for it. So, yeah, he was kind of really supportive and backed me as well. So that gave me a lot more confidence going in.
Well, that first run was pretty good. I liked
Yeah,
it.
I got a
You were happy with
good
it?
first touch. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You made some meters and you
yeah.
held that ball.
Yeah, I did. Didn't drop the ball. That was all I wanted to do.
And away you went. So rewind, about an hour before kickoff, maybe a little bit more. Your mum and dad,
Yeah,
your brother, and
yeah. My brothers, my sister, my mum, dad, and then my brother's girlfriend was there.
all there in the
Yeah,
sheds
my
to
fiance
present
as
you,
well. Yeah,
with your
The
jersey.
jersey.
And I was there. Your dad said some really nice words,
Yeah.
and Benji did as well. Special moment. How did that make you feel?
Oh, bro, that was yeah, that was so special. My dad, like, out of everyone, he's had it tough growing up, and
Was he?
then even watching us grow up, he's had it tough because he's had to deal with all of this and deal with our I guess attitudes and behaviors
Yeah.
and that. And
Mm.
he must have been so worried for so much of it, but
Mm.
he always just kind of kept his faith, and he always just kind of guided us where he could, and then was backing us 100% encouragement. Like when we used to hear back in the day, only 1%. People would kind of try to put us, only 1% of people make NRL. Like, think of something realistic, all this stuff. And my dad was always the one, you chirping us up, like, nah, that's you. Like,
You're the
you're
1%.
cool for it. You're the 1%. He reckons when I was like a little baby, when I was like 4 or 5 months old, I was crawling on the floor or whatever, however old I was. He reckons he felt back then, he knew, he saw me like tumbling into I think I tumbled into something or something. And he's like, that kid's going to play NRL. And he's held fast to that word the whole time. And he's always just pushed us every time we've wanted to give it up. Every time we've come into trials and that, he's always been right there behind us, going, "Keep going. You're gonna do it. You can do it." He always saw the potential in us. So when he gave us that jersey, he's been there, the ups and the downs, and there's been a lot of downs, and he was there when he kind of started speaking, and I could see the proud look in his eyes. It nearly broke me because like it meant so much. Like words can't even kind of describe how that felt for me.
Yeah, it was emotional. Like,
Yeah,
and
it was,
cares?
yeah.
You're with your mates, you're with your
Yeah.
family, your team,
Yeah.
of your family too.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
we
And-
could have shed a tear.
Yeah,
I could. I
seriously.
almost, I know.
Like, you know how it's just to make him proud like that. Like far out.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, it's crazy. I never thought I'd be able to do it.
What was he like? We'll talk. You walked away from the game.
Yeah.
What was your dad saying to you then when you made the decision to quit? And this is only last year. So
Yeah.
this is after you've won the Jersey flag with the
grand
Bulldogs,
final,
right? So
yeah.
you must have had a pretty decent season, right?
I did. I had a breakout season for sure. I kind of wasn't moving forward, like progressing in the system there at Bulldogs for whatever reason. They had other players there, and that I didn't really feel like I got much of a look in. But they had some very talented players there, but like which all had good seasons. So there was a lot of competition there. But I just felt like I wasn't in love with the game like I used to be. I wasn't in a rush to get out of bed for it and like to go to
hunger
training.
dried up.
The hunger was gone, and it was taking like a lot of effort just to go to training and to train. Like I'd always train hard. Everything I do, I do it hard. But just getting there, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same love, and that love always drove me with the game. Like I play all my love for the game, my hunger for the game, but I didn't have it anymore. I was still putting really good games together though, which is weird for me. But I just still didn't enjoy it. And then when it came time to like kind of make a call on whether we're going to go again for another preseason, try somewhere or whatever,
no.
I just said no. Like I'm done. Like I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to chase this dream that I don't even want anymore. And my dad was really kind of confused and he was shocked. He couldn't understand. He thought I was like, he thought I lost my mind working so hard and getting so close, but like giving up. But yeah, we had to deal with that for a bit. He was pretty upset. He had to get kind of. I think he really relied on God and had to lean back into God there and find his own faith with God, like his own kind of just try to get some understanding. Like, a
way to understand it, because for your dad, I imagine, like
He had no
here you are,
idea.
you're on the cusp of your dream. You just said no, don't want it.
No, but when I went so hard into God, when I first kind of decided I wanted to follow Jesus and go that way, I think my dad kind of had some, because he knows the hunger me and my brother have. Everything we do, we're going 100%. We're not taking a backward step. I think he had some feeling like oh, these boys are going to give up footy for God. Like I think he kind of knew, because he was always, the whole time, he was like, just stick to your footy. He's like, that's good. God, like, he loves the Lord, but just stick to your
was
footy.
your dad
Christian?
a religious man?
Yeah,
strong
he came
faith?
to the Lord as well when he was 18.
Sure.
He had a moment in a church, and he had like no mum and dad. Like, he had a really rough upbringing,
Right.
and he was always like kind of struggling. And he met Jesus as well, and same thing, bang, turned his life around. He met my mum. My mum was backpacking from Switzerland and stopped into a banana plantation that my dad was working at for extra money, and then they met. So it's just crazy, even that story in itself. And my mum had just found God as well, so even that in itself is crazy. And then so when my dad like seen us give it up, and just he could see, because he kept trying to kind of throw the idea back at us, and we were just like, nah, Dad, we're sick of it, we're done. We didn't even watch. We stopped watching the footy. It was so far away from my mind. I was so over it, because I think, kind of flogging a dead horse. I was there for so long, punching at it. I would train all year round. I wouldn't have a break for like off Christmas and that. I would just train, and it felt like it never got me anywhere. Like, I felt like I was just like not. I didn't feel any closer to the goal, and even though I'd been spending so much time and effort into it. So that was where I was kind of at as well. That was kind of a big step in like just I'm not getting anywhere anyway.
Yeah, we'll come back to what brought you back to the game, right?
Yeah.
Because this was only last year that you've turned away from the game after winning a grand final in Jersey Flegg, playing good footy. So I'm not surprised your dad was shocked by your decision.
Yeah,
Let's rewind a couple of years then. So fresh out of school, you moved to Newcastle Knights as a 17-year-old. How did that happen?
So 2019, like my whole school life, I could not get screw my head on straight. Like, I was getting suspended.
Yeah.
I got expelled from school. I was just like, I wasn't a good student. I couldn't concentrate for long enough. I didn't like the work, so I couldn't care to do it. And I'm like that. Like, if I don't like something, I won't kind of do it. But I just couldn't. I could never get. I was always distracted. I was never focused on the work, so I could never.
I've got a 15-year-old son. Like that.
Same thing, bro. It gets better. It gets better. It took
Loves
me.
his footy.
It took me till I was literally. I could never try out for the CHS trials, like for New South Wales through school, because I was always in trouble. So every time the trials would come around, like they wouldn't let me go. And then it took till I was 17 years old in year 12. So my last year of school, my last opportunity. At the start of the year, I kind of drew a line in the sand, because I saw my little brother, Noah. He was going really good in footy. He just got his deal with the Gold Coast Titans. And I saw him, and I was like, wow, like, you can actually get a contract here if I actually
if you turn up to school.
Yeah, if I actually, no, but he didn't even do it through school. He started getting up early and running and like doing those extras. But then I was like, wow, like it's actually possible to happen. But the Titans aren't looking at me like that, because I wasn't applying myself to like I'd go hard at footy, but it wasn't like I'm not actually going to get anywhere with it. Yeah, like it's just like a kind of dream that you don't even think about really. And then when I seen him get the contract, I was like, wow, you can actually do something with this footy thing. So I was like, oh, I want to do this too. I started getting up early before school. Started running we'd run hills together, and we started hitting the gym more. Protein shakes. Like, I wouldn't go out drinking with my friends for a bit. I just had to knuckle down, and I said, I'm going to go to these trials. I'm going to try and make it New South Wales or whatever it was. And I ended up getting to they finally let me go, because I wasn't in trouble. I kept my head clean that year. No dramas, no fights, no nothing. I got out to these trials. I made it to Greater Northern. So you go to CHS trials at it was held in Toronto at Newcastle that year.
Yep.
And I made it. I was front row all the way through. And then I remember Alex McKinnon from Newcastle Knights. He was a recruitment officer.
Yep.
He came up to my dad after one of the games. And he said, oh, like, yeah, we'll sign him, whatever. And I remember I was so happy on that trip back to Tweed, because me and my dad drove back. And I was just like, I couldn't stop smiling that whole way back. I was like, wow, I'm actually getting in like a contract. Like, this is crazy. Yeah. It's like a dream. Like, that was like a first kind of step with I seen like the fruit of my labor kind of thing. I was like, wow. It actually happened. All right.
Suddenly see a pathway.
Yeah, they started to see kind of, I knew what I was doing after school. I knew where I was going. I was going to get away from probably bad crowds and bad habits from back home. Yep. And I could start really kind of focusing on what I wanted to do, and I could start trying to get there.
Well, which you did. So you were with the Knights for 2 or 3 years. I think you played ball and flag and
flag,
cup. So then
cup.
through the COVID years, you make
I would just go back to Tweed Heads in the COVID years.
Right.
When the COVID would hit, I just wouldn't go back home, and I'd be in isolation with my family.
And how'd you get to the Bulldogs?
2022, I'd done the NRL trial, the preseason NRL trial at 2022 with the Knights against Bulldogs. And I think whether it's
you made a mid-season shift.
Yeah, mid-season shift on 2022. I think Gussie Gus Gould was like, called up my agent and said, oh, like, we want to sit down with the boys. And me and my brother both got offered a deal to go to Bulldogs, but that was at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But then I think whatever happened, we ended up making a mid-season switch from Newcastle to Bulldogs in 2022, and then we played out like the last six games there at Bulldogs, and then that was so we got kind of ready and settled in leading into 2023.
So, as I say, you get to the Dogs and you win that premiership in Flegg, and then you've lost your thirst, you've lost your hunger, which is inexplicable to your dad at least. But you could feel you didn't want it anymore. Take us through the steps then that brought you back to rugby league in such a short space of time.
Well, at the start, it was just a bit of I guess you could say like a step of faith when I felt kind of God, like I felt like he took the hunger away for a reason, whatever reason it was. So I was like, I didn't think about like what I was going to do in the future. I didn't think about so far down the path. I just said, right now, I cannot make NRL if I don't love it. Like, you need to love it to do it because it's so hard.
You need to be all in.
You need to be all in, and I wasn't all in. So I was like, all right, that's my goal. I'm not going to do that. And then I just started I was just working at my school and not training anymore. Finally, like I could kind of give the body a bit of a rest. I wasn't running around. I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't eating as much. So I was just kind of slimming down. I was just kind of taking life as it came. The job was pretty easy. Like Teachers' Aid is a pretty easy job. So I was just chilling. I was getting really involved in the church. I was going out to Mudgee and helping like a starting church there. I was just kind of helping out. And I didn't really have a plan. That was a thing. And it wasn't until kind of I really started kind of opening up myself to the thought of changing, I guess. I had so many kind of bad habits in that I got from when I was younger, living the life I was living. I started partying really young and just making the wrong choices from a very young age. And I think I never really dealt with that and matured through it. And I think that period that I had the whole of last year, not just like the 4 months off footy, but the whole last year, I had that time to just recollect and regain or really find myself, who I really was outside of footy as well, the man I wanted to be. Like I wanted to be like proud of myself and look in the mirror. And that's what God like done a lot for me, and like accepting myself who I was, helping me forget like some of the things I did and just kind of pressing on ahead. And when I got to like, I think around February, I started like, I felt like I was so at peace with who I was and all that. But it was just like, there was just a little void. A void started coming up, and it was like, I started like questioning for the first time. I was like, man, what am I going to do? Like, I have no skills. I have no trade. I have no nothing. I never applied myself in anything else. All my eggs were in one basket, which is footy. And this had never worried me at all until this moment in February.
This was February this year.
February this year, yeah. February like the 12th. I remember, because I still remember the day. And then I had my wedding. My wedding's coming up at like next week actually now.
Is it?
Yeah, next week.
Oh.
Yeah, next Thursday. So I had my wedding coming up as well, and I started thinking, how am I going to get money? Like, what am I doing? Like, I started thinking. I started looking on this job app. I was like, all right, I'm going to work another job. And I started looking at all the jobs. I was like, I hate the thoughts of other jobs. Like, what am I going to do? And then on the train one morning, like literally like 3 days before, I got a call from like the Ryde Eastwood, Ron Massey team.
Yep. Well, they're feeder club for us.
They're feeder club for you guys, yeah. And Franey, his name is.
Yep.
He gave me a call and he's like, hey mate, just letting you know, like, I heard you're available. You're not playing at the club. We give you match payments here if you can't pay here. And I was like, oh, thanks, mate. All good. I'm all good. Thank you anyway. And I hung up the phone kind of thing. I didn't even think twice about it because my mind was so far away from the game.
Then you started thinking about the wedding bills.
Yeah. And then like 3 days
Bills,
later,
not bells.
3
bills.
days later, I started thinking about money, where money was going to come from. Not even that, but just what gives me joy. Like I knew God gave me joy, but I knew that I had to do something. I have to do something with this life I have down here as well. Like I can't kind of be in the clouds all the time. I needed to do something. And I was starting to get kind of antsy, as in like, you know, when man, we need to be doing something. We need to like be doing some kind of working towards something kind of thing. I needed a goal. I needed something. But this only also kind of hit me in like the space of 3 days. All this kind of worry about the future, all this stuff. And then I was on one morning I woke up. It was like us. It was a real dull morning. I wasn't going to go to work this morning. I was late. It was like It was raining heaps. It was a real dark, gloomy day, cold as. And I remember I got out of bed. I was like, nah, I got to go to work. I got to do the right thing. So I just walked to work. My earphones weren't working that day as well either. So I was just walking to work. I was like miserable all day. No music to kind of make me feel better. I was just walking. I was thinking. I was like, what am I doing with my life? I actually didn't know. I was like, what am I doing? God, what am I doing with my life? What's the plan here? And I was just sitting on the train. And I remember I got to school that day. I was just kind of moping around. And then an NRL development team had actually come in that day, and I just remember just walking over, and they were all kind of playing with the kids and that, and I just kind of went to one of the like they had all these balls set up. I picked up a footy, just a little footy, and I like threw it up in the air, and I caught it again, and I was like, and I looked at the ball, and I was like, bang, and I just remember the click. I was like money, joy, fulfillment, goals, all these things just kicked me like straight away. It's through the footy.
In your hand.
It's in my hand. I've got it already, and I felt God kind of tell me that's what I've been trying to give it back to you. Like you got to accept it. I was like, oh, and I ran away from like, and I remember I ran back like away from like the drill. Probably shouldn't have, but I called my I called the guy the manager for the Right Eastwood team. I called him back. I was like, mate, Franny. I called Franny back. I was like, mate, I'll take the gig. Like, what is it? And then he was telling me, I was like, all right, I'll just try and make shield.
That offer's off the table
now. I was like, nah,
nah.
thank God he didn't say that. He's like, yeah, mate. He's like, are you fit? I was like, oh, bro, I'm like pretty unfit. He said, as long as you're not like overweight, like heaps overweight. I was like, no, I'm not overweight. I'm more underweight. And he's like, just get in the gym. He's like, come to training this week or next week, and I want you to train. I want you to do the trial match in 2 weeks. I was like, 2 weeks. I was like, right, all right, sweet.
Protein shakes.
I was like, yeah. And then I started smashing mass gainer, the protein shakes, and started hitting the gym. I started eating more meals. I started getting up early to eat extra meals. And I remember because every morning I'd go on a walk, kind of thing, and just clear my head, just kind of have my time with God, just pray. And I remember this one morning, the next morning when I like decided I was going to get back into the game, I put my runners on instead. And I just was like, I kind of walked to the park I usually go to, but I was kind of like doing lunges and high knees, and I started getting my legs moving a little bit. Man. And I was actually there was like a staircase, and I was like running up and down the steps.
Rocky Balboa. Bro, hear the Rocky Balboa music.
It was so funny, I swear. I was like, and I felt it, but it wasn't like a force to do. Because before that, when I'd like thought of going for runs, and I was like, no way. But this was like, I actually had the hunger. I was like, all right, sweet. I had to get my legs moving.
Play Eye of the Tiger now.
Bro, it was crazy. Huh? It was honestly like, I could feel it. And that's how I knew straight away that it was, the desire was back, the hunger and the passion. Everything was back. Nice. Just like that. I was like, all right, this is obviously God telling me to do it. And then bang, I just kind of took it with both hands. And I said, all right, I'll go for Massey. I'll go for Sydney Shield. Maybe I'll play Massey later on in the year, but don't expect like too much. He was like, no, all good. He was talking to me about like, oh, we got good players, we got a good team. You'll be right. I wasn't even thinking of that. I was like, all right, I just want to play some Sydney Shield, get my $100 a game match payment, and I'll be happy with that. And then I just started ripping into the gym again. I've always known how to train. I've always known how to get after it if I want to, like, and I've always known how to train. Like, it's the one thing. And I was just like, all right, I'm doing it. I started running again. I was going for like 10K runs. But then I was like smashing the weights as well. Like I was just getting back into it. I had like a month to put all this weight on before round one. So I started training, I had my first trial game. I played all right, and then they got me to back up and play that was a Sydney Shield trial game.
Then you played Massey.
And then it felt so weird to be back out of the field, but it was like
you had the bug. You had the bug.
It was right at the same time. It was like, wow, like I'm not as bad as I thought I was going to be coming back. And then
you get the call from us to play cup.
Yeah, well, I got picked for round one Massey, which I so didn't think was going to happen. But I was like, all right, I'll just kind of get on the bench. And I just started like playing these crazy good games. Like I didn't even know where it was coming from. I was like, I still got it. Like I'm still fit. I still got it. And I was like, wow, it's like I never left. It's crazy. You just come back to me like riding a bike. And then 10 games in, and the cup coach gives me a call and said, oh, will you come train with us? I was like, yeah. And then I come. Then that week they named me to play against Newcastle Knights. I think it was round 11 or 12 for cup. And then we got the win. I had like a pretty good game. And I did play way better than I thought I would. I never thought I'd like handle cup again or whatever. And Payne just like kept me in the team, and he's always just been encouraging me since. And then like 10 weeks later, and then Benji gives me the call up to play in RL.
Yeah. Well, I first bumped into you over in Auckland, so you played there a couple of weeks ago, and then you scored that match-winning try, 50 metres out.
It was crazy.
You beat about 12 people.
It was that I can't even explain it. I just literally just
run, Forrest, run.
Yeah, I've never been the kind of guy to do those plays, but like I just got the ball and it just happened for me. And I was like, wow.
Well, here you are, mate. It's great. It's a great story, and let's say the next couple of years, you sign that contract. What are your goals now? What do you want? What do you want?
I just want to, honestly, at the moment, I'm just taking it all in, enjoying being here.
Yeah.
And like bring what I can to the team, my enthusiasm, bit my energy, my intensity, and like try build the younger brothers as well around as well. And like, I just want to kind of work to winning some games and want to repay back Benji and the club for giving me the opportunity and the chance. Like, I'll never be able to properly repay him, but I want to put my best foot forward and just train the house down, play the house down when I can, and yeah, do what I can.
It'll take care of itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Our proud partners, Pro Wrestling Australia, are the premier wrestling show in the country, with their home base smack bang in the southwest of Sydney at Campbelltown. High-flying action, PWA superstars, tables, chairs, the whole kitchen sink. Get yourself ringside at one of their upcoming shows. For more info, head to the website, prowrestlingaustralia.com.au.
Righto, Timmy. You know what time it is?
Oh, the quiz. What did you say? Turnbuckle time.
It's turnbuckle time,
Yeah,
my
here we
friend.
go.
You ready?
Here we go. I'm ready.
Okay, get up on those ropes up there. Righto. Okay, how this works, okay, Timmy?
Yeah.
No, don't get nervous, all right? 6 questions worth four points each. You didn't go, you were ducking out of school a bit. 6 times 4?
24.
Perfect. Right, +1.
There you go. 25.
So 25th year in the NRL for this
Bang,
club, right?
yeah.
Bang, you like
How
that?
good.
So max score is 25, all right?
Yeah.
Righto. You ready to rock? Okay. How many players have played NRL for West's Tigers?
291.
Boom, correct. You're him, my friend.
There you go.
West Tigers 291. How many players have made their NRL debut this season for West's Tigers?
11.
Boom. 2 out of 2. You're on 8 points. Well, hey, get those keys ready. Okay. Question 3. West Tigers have used 26, 36, or 46 players this season. 26, 36, or 46?
36.
Correct.
Oh,
3 out of 3.
dang.
12 points. Jeez. Who was West Tigers? Okay.
It's a tough one now.
Very first coach. Who was West's Tigers' inaugural coach? I can probably give you. I've asked this question before. Do you need a little clue?
Yeah, I got no idea.
No idea.
Give me something.
He was a lock forward.
So did he
Very-
play?
Yeah.
He
well,
played and then he coached.
Yeah, more known for a player than as coach. Yeah. Very short shorts. They were probably the classic brand shorts. The classics, weren't they, back then? He's got a hill named after him.
Yes. Son to play.
He has a son who has played for New South Wales, Australia, Roosters, Knights, Catalan Dragons. No, you're not going to get it, are you?
All right.
It's all right. It's
I
all,
got
you're
no
very
idea.
young. You're very young.
Who is it?
And he's going to be, I think Junior's going to be at the 25th anniversary gala event as well. Wayne Pearce.
I would not have
Junior,
guessed that.
no.
Yeah.
No, okay,
True.
fair enough. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Yeah. So I grew up. He was
Oh,
in that
right.
era, you know, like,
Yeah, he's a man.
okay, and whoever writes these questions
Yeah.
doesn't factor in the age
Yeah,
that
all
I'm
good, all
talking to. I have to have a chat to the producer of this show. Righto. Okay. What are you? 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
You're going good. How many minutes did you play in your NRL debut match? Was it 25 minutes, 26 minutes, or 27 minutes?
26.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Correct. Going
There you
good.
go.
4 out of 5.
Not too
16 points.
bad. Does that mean I get the car?
You're close to
There
it.
you go.
Okay. Okay. Righto. Question 6. Which two West Tigers players scored 2 tries in your NRL debut match?
Bulla scored 2. Oh, Fainu. Samuela.
Correct. All righty. 5 out of 6. 5 4s, 20.
Hey.
Bring it on, Timmy. Righto. And this is the bonus question.
Yeah.
This is worth 1 point. You need to tell me what the score was against the Cowboys in your debut match.
48-30.
Round of applause.
Hey.
Round of applause. What's that? 21 points. 21. That's got to be close to the leaderboard.
Oh,
Have
good.
you got a car?
Oh yeah, me and my missus share a car. At the
Oh, yeah?
moment. Yeah.
Righto. Oh, well, we haven't got one yet.
Oh, that's
But
all
we're
right.
still waiting for a sponsor
Yeah,
to say,
easy.
hey, boys, we want to get
Oh,
on.
good.
We want to get on board. Mate, well done. Hey, it's great chatting to you.
Yeah, thanks
It's a
for
really
having
nice story, and I love the story about the hard work and coming back, and all the best with your future, huh?
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Go the West Tigers.
Go the West Tigers. Our pleasure. Lovely fella. Timmy Johannssen, West Tigers player 291. To all of our teams this weekend, the very best of luck, particularly to our NRLW team. They're up against the Roosters on Saturday in Gosford, and then the NRL team on Sunday take on the Knights at McDonald Jones Stadium. We'll do it all again next week. Until then, show your stripes.
Behind the Law, the official podcast of West Tigers.